Welcome everybody to today's edition for Everybody Doesn't Eat Everyone's Gumbo. I have guest host and my main man, my number one boy, my son Dujuan Wilmer, who is the founder and managing partner of Gumbeaux Capital Group. Today we're going to discuss about some hot topics. We're going to talk about the stock market buzz. Hit under 2,000 points. Haven't seen that in 2008. And I don't want to freak everybody out. I don't know that's even getting close to some numbers of the crash back over almost 100 years ago. We're going to talk about mortgage interest rates, highs. It's not a direct effect, into the Fed rate, but also we're going to talk about Super Tuesday and other topics. Super Tuesday 2, to be exact. Man, we're doing it here live, here in Houston, Texas, and you're listening to Everybody Doesn't Eat Everyone's Gumbo. This message today is brought to you by Gumbeaux Group. Gumbeaux Lending Group have a wonderful March promotion, not just March promotion, but throughout the home buying home season. No lender costs, no origination, no discount points, no processing fees, no junk fees, no appraisal and credit report will be reimbursed at closing. Call Dujuan Wilmer, area code 281-636-3638. Area code 281-636-3638. And on top of it, I would give additional $2,000 minimum to cover remaining closing costs and prepays. Again, call Dujuan Wilmer at 281-636-3638. Subject to credit approval, minimum credit score of 640 plus, and is only eligible for certain products and programs. Again, give us a call, MLS 1-854-397-926-037. Man, the one, how you doing today?
Doing amazing. Just watching all this turmoil break down. And, some craziness happening in markets and everything today.
Let's talk about this song here. This is a classic called Get the Get. You ever heard it before, man?
Yep.
Oh, man, what you know about Get the Get, man?
We saw the 2019 LSU Tigers promote this song, dance to this song. This is the new TikTok wave, the new Twitter wave. This song is hot right now.
Well, when you play football next season, you got to come with their song, man. But Get the Get, man, is a song, man, that was back. I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, wow.
Man, that's back in 1992, 91, 92, man. And it was a song, man, that technically you didn't want to get in the club to get stuck with, because guess what happened? Folks start fighting, man.
It's crazy how social media revives all kinds of things.
Oh, man, y'all, and I got to give credit to y'all generation, because your generation, man, y'all like oldies. Y'all like the classic and everything else. So I have Dujuan Wilmer, man. Dujuan is the founder and managing partner of the Gumbeaux Capital Group. And Dujuan, before we even get stuck on talk about, man, today has been a unique day for us, the stock market. And you talk about your role and what you do. I got to ask you, man, everybody want to ask you, have you ever, and it's okay, you can hurt my feelings, man, if it had to be me. Have you ate gumbo that you really didn't want to eat, but you ate it just to make somebody happy? Don't mention the names. You have a story? Talk to me.
Yeah, I have to say yes. Usually everybody knows, families from Louisiana like to eat gumbo, know they eat good. So, when it comes around that winter time and everybody's making gumbo, especially out here in Houston, Texas, everyone likes to, make their own variation of gumbo.
You like the wieners in a gumbo, man?
No, I got to go sausage.
Sausage, okay.
Got to go sausage.
What do you think about wieners and gumbo?
Wieners and gumbo, I don't know. I think the best way to go is a sausage. I don't think the wieners are going to suck up the juice like that. Come on, man. You got to go with the seasoned sausage. That's the only way to go to me. And, a little bit of the chicken breast, too.
You don't like the chicken bones in them?
The chicken bones can go good, but you got to cook it down real good, because I don't want any sorry for the folks out there that can't prepare like this, but I don't want any, tough chicken. The chicken has to fall off the bone if you're going to leave the bones in there.
Well, you know, some people make a hen. They put a hen in the chicken. I know you. I know your grandmother
Yeah.
does that.
And that's the way to go if you gonna leave the bones in.
You know, but at the same time too is that you know when you again. But was there a bowl of gumbo that you just like I'm just gonna eat it and just so I won't make anybody upset, or you just it's lied and you threw it away and then you said it was great, man.
If I eat the gumbo, I'll take 2 scoops with the spoon, taste it, and if it's not good, I'm not even gonna front. I'm just gonna get up, put it put it down, buy time, go talk to somebody. I can't finish a bag bowl of gumbo.
Oh man, I understand. The one man. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about with the stock market, man. Went down around what was it, 21? What was
Hit
it?
all
What was the
time.
numbers?
All right, so with the Dow Jones had hit all-time lows of 230 at the 237 level, and then we have the S&P 500 um, coming off of fresh highs at the beginning of January and the end of January at the 3,000, almost eclipsing the 3,400 level. But as today we saw, it hit fresh new lows at the 2746 level. So a lot of turmoil, very low optimism, very low technical optimism, very low fundamental optimism as of right now. Coronavirus fears risking in, and all that risk pricing in, and then we also have the drop in oil, which the Dow Jones is very heavily based on, and this is starting to look like a global financial crisis like we saw in 2008. I think it's a little bit bigger than the tech bubble we saw pop in 2000 or maybe the oil bubble that we saw in 1970. So I think we have a real recession in hand.
Okay,
starting to form.
So the one you was born back in '01. Okay, so in '01 we had a Y2K.
Yep.
Which that was the tech boom, and then bust.
Yep.
Okay, that was a light recession. Of course, in '08 you had a financial crisis, and then now it's weird. I mean, it's almost like a bipolar because guess what? Last Friday, man, you had the
non-farm
payroll
came out very good.
Dropped the unemployment rate. So is it that international investors do not want to invest in U.S. companies because of the political climate? Is what's creating this bipolar economy that we have here?
I think this situation is very complex. You see in the news media, they're pointing the fingers at coronavirus and risks, things like that. But I think it's a compilation of not only the coronavirus, but things like the overweight. I call this the overweight syndrome. A lot of credit bubbles have been, forming. Fed QQE, which is qualitative and quantitative easing, running up the balance sheets. So it's almost like the Federal Reserve was implementing a lot of liquidity within overnight rates when we have the repo market and things like that, causing a lot of the rallies that you saw from December of 2019 up to the January of 2019. And as soon as we had the FOMC meeting on Valentine's Day, where they said, hey, we're going to stop this repo market, a lot of the repossession operations and repurchase operations, that's when we start to see a lot of sell pressure, bring down a lot of your indexes, a lot of your big tech stocks, a lot of things that were being supported by this easing. And now that we see coronavirus being priced in, a lot of global risk being priced in, and the ineffectiveness of a lot of central banks being priced in, I think everything is starting to show itself. Things that should have been shown back in 2017. So I think this bubble has been inflated financially from a credit standpoint, and just from a pure asset bubble standpoint. It's being deflated right now, and right now people investing in the markets are trying to catch knives. That's how I put it in my most basic terms.
So the one, my question to you. So what you're saying that, and I want to add it. So everybody today, in street term, selling their stocks right now.
Yep.
And so what has happened, like in my world, people assume that, and I know a lot of realtors and builders, and especially realtors out there advertising that, and I want to give you a side of caution, guys, do not advertise about rates. Let your mortgage professionals advertise rates, because just because the feds reduce the short-term rates, that is based on prime plus 2. Yep. That is if you're doing commercial loans, CDs, yep, anything that dealing with banks outside of mortgages. Mortgages are based on T-bills, T-bonds. It's called treasury bonds. And that is a total different index, which is in the mortgage world, the 5 year in the 5 years go with the 10 year, and and some of the 15 mortgages. I would say the 5 year go with the 10 year less amortization mortgages, and the 15 and 30 year is done based on the 10-year bond. So that's where our rates come from. And what has happened over the last couple of days is the safest way to bet is into treasury bonds, is into other, hard assets where it's going to make money. And explain that to us, Dujuan, to the listening audience about understanding about treasury bonds. Why is a safe bet to invest in, especially in this climate at this time, or any other investments you can think of?
And historically, and this is a huge fundamental basis when it comes to investing in times like an asset market recession, like we're seeing right now, in a bear market. A lot of major investors, companies like Morgan Stanley, the guys that you hear a lot about within investing, tend to flow their capital towards government bonds. They typically have an inverse relationship with the asset market because if you guys didn't know, the U.S. government with their debt and the $22 trillion debt, it's almost guaranteed to be paid off. So with the AAA credit rating, this is one of the most safe haven investments, along with gold and of course the U.S. dollar. But from my opinion, my technical and fundamental analysis, the 10-year bond, 30-year bond are your two best bets to put your money in right now if you want to, get some residual income and, grow your portfolio.
Hey, Dujuan, how can people reach out to you if they want to reach out to you to get some advice, consultant advice, the service that you offer? How can they reach out to you?
Oh, definitely. I have a website, like we had introduced earlier, Gumbeaux-Capital.com, Gumbeaux, capital, Capital.com. And I offer services, investment services, offer macroeconomic analysis that I post week by week. And then I offer my stock room and my foreign exchange room. So my stock room, it's a one-time $25 fee. And what I do is through WhatsApp, I will every day, 24/7, you can text me anytime. I will send you stock alerts, stock advice, investment advice, and kind of guide you, hold your hand through investing your money into the asset market, and making sure you don't catch knives that a lot of beginner investors do, going to bigger guys like Morgan Stanley, where it's kind of like a McDonald's treatment. I'm pretty sure you've heard on the Gumbeaux lending side, I'd like to give you the Chick-fil-A treatment.
Talk to me.
When you go to Chick-fil-A, you get customer service. You go to McDonald's, you get it breathes the fast food name. So I'm gonna give you customer service over just throwing your money into a big mutual fund, not really talking to you, not really advising with you. I'm basically your coach. I'm basically a personal trainer when it comes to investing, whether it be my stock room at 25 and then my foreign exchange room where I can get you into the currency market in terms of like cryptos, exchange rates like US dollar, euro dollar, things like that. And that one would be $52, but either way, I will individually, assist you in investing your money and finding ways to get yourself a residual income.
Man, Dujuan, you can't say any better. And that's what I wanted to just add on to today based on the mortgage topic, is that people sometimes, don't understand. You don't know about that, huh? I got you there. Huh? You heard this song before? Oh man. You don't know about that, huh? Oh man, I'm trying to be like y'all, man. I'm trying to be hip like y'all. It's my little trap music, but I just want to talk about as investing, and not just investing, but most important, understanding if you're going to purchase a home, and understanding that the cost of a mortgage makes the world of a difference. And again, I want to make it clear that the federal rate right now, I get asked, okay, Dedrick, is it a good time to buy? Yes, jump on something.
Excellent time to buy right now.
Why you say that, Dujuan?
With a lot of 50 basis point rate cut from the Federal Reserve on the 14th, and now probabilities are expected to for another 50 basis point rate cut by the next FOMC meeting, or maybe in another emergency rate cut like we saw. This is a perfect time where we can, get cheap loans, especially on your mortgages. So if you're in the market to buy a home right now, this is one of the sweet spots. This is a sweet spot right now.
Hit that sweet spot right now, and also too is right now. Like I got FHA rates right now. I did a VA loan right now, VA jumbo. We talking about some buying at a $585 loan amount at 3.125.
Wow.
And that was close to par, and that would just only have to pay with just $1,100 in fees. That's nothing. That's just to buy it down. And I bring this up is because of the fact that one thing about Gumbo Lending Group that we do is that we are not in the like you were saying, McDonald's. We're Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A still, they product they offer is still a very low profit margin. If you do not know a franchisee of Chick-fil-A, they can tell you that, hey, they have to work. They have to really earn it because it's hard to turn a profit because they so much into quality.
Yep.
And so what they try to do is focus on the volume of people coming in, still offer great service, but give you a quality product. So what we do at Gumbo Lending Group, we try to make sure I have 20 investors. I have 5 great investors. I have 2 slam dunks, where they provide top-notch service, where it's more of a turnkey operation. But at the same time, too, we want to make sure that we give you not just the best rate, but the minimally invasive approval. Whereas that we don't condition you to death, asking everything, a stool sample and your DNA. I told one of my great realtors, she's a great realtor out there in Tomball, Magnolia area. And I picked on her, Renee Leslie, much love to you, one of my great realtors. And I was picking on, I say, Renee, I say, hey, I'm just want to be honest. I'm not going to grab the stool sample because, again, we always ask for everything. Because, again, we lending you a couple $100,000 on the 30-year payment plan. Of course, folks feel that they have a right to ask you on what is necessary in order to get into that home. So interest rates, again, focus on payment. Loans, the payment is there. Interest rates are still good. You're still in an affordable range. Like you said, hit that sweet spot. You will actually obtain a home run. Like I said earlier in our introduction today, our promotion, home buying promotion right now, if you have a minimum credit score of 640, you go FHA conventional around 660, 680. On conventional, minimum loan amount $200,000. We will waive all lender costs. It will be a no-cost mortgage. Only you're responsible for is remaining title and escrow. Okay, and then we will give you an additional 25 up to 20, around an average of $2,500 or greater to offset those costs, and that would just alleviate. You got a good seller that's willing to cover that gap. You could go to the closing table with your earnest money minus your your down earnest money minus your down payment. On FHA, that's 3.5% down minus your earnest money. Conventional, we can go up to 97% financing. So there's a lot of opportunities here at Gumbo Lending Group. And you can give us a call, area code 281-636-3638, 281-636-3638. Hey, Dujuan, want to go on to the next topic, man. Want to, talk about Super Tuesday 2 tomorrow, man. So what's your thoughts on Super Tuesday 2?
Man. This election, all I have to say, this election is going to be a crazy one. We have a lot of conflicting. This is probably the most diverse electoral group that I've seen in all of my lifetime. And I was born in 2001, so I've experienced of course, the Obama-McCain, the 2008 election. 2004 election, I was a little bit too young to be paying attention. Of course, 2012, 2016 was a pretty interesting one, but I think this one is going to take the cake.
Why you say that, man? Talk to me.
I mean, we in the Democratic primary, we saw what's been happening and boiling up for the past couple of weeks, and now we've narrowed it down to Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, and of course we have a traditional moderate Democrat, and then of course a new style, I would call it a neoliberal socialist like Bernie Sanders, captures a lot of the young vote, and then of course your traditional Democratic voters are captured by Joe Biden, and of course we have the mean man Donald Trump. That's what I like to call him.
Why you call him that, man?
Donald Trump always has a funny choice of words when he's discussing his opponents. So I can't wait to see these debates. Whoever wins the primary, but I would like to talk about Elizabeth Warren and her dropout, who carries a large voting base, and her announcement that she's going to suspend her campaign. And the big picture that's up in the air right now is who is she going to endorse, or if she endorses anyone, because as we saw last Tuesday, we had Biden and Bernie, which are basically neck and neck. Biden, I think, based on polling numbers, had the edge, but now we need to kind of see, who's going to pan out, who's going to get this election, who's going to face Trump in the presidential election, and I think this all weighs on whether who Elizabeth Warren endorses.
You
And
think Elizabeth Warren has that much clout and weight? Why would
I
she,
think,
even though she did not pull that many delegates? Is it the art of influence? Because
yeah, the art of influence.
influence is that art of influence because she make it to me. I mean, no disrespect, and this is not a venomous statement whatsoever. This is just real talk. It's almost like she make everything about herself.
I could see that, but I guess that's what comes with being a presidential candidate. You have to have the chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, with Elizabeth Warren, I think was also the reason why you saw Bernie Sanders not win a lot of states, because those conflicting views,
well, they had almost a similar view.
They're similar views, but the conflict that we saw between the debates,
oh
especially
man,
on social
you
media,
lied to me on national TV,
and then what we saw, like what you see on social media, if any of you guys are in political Twitter or involved with that, things like that, a lot of the voting bases, the strong voting base, I would like to call it, the fan groups, either or, not really the best of friends, the best of
Do they like each other, man?
Man,
I don't think so, man.
I get on Twitter every day. My roommate in college is actually a big Bernie supporter, and he's showing me all the tweets, all the Twitter battles. They go at it.
They each other throat, huh?
Yeah, Warren and Bernie supporters have been going at it for the past couple of months.
So that is why, because when she was saying in her interview with on the Maddow show, she was sharing with her that about the Twitter and the online bullying they was doing with a couple folks in Nevada, and when she came to Bernie, said, "Man, what's the deal?" And I'm paraphrasing, and she said the conversation was short. It means that he didn't want to talk about it. Ain't my people. I don't know about them and moved on, and that's kind of ugly in a sense, my personal opinion.
But I think Bernie, with his personality, what hurts him to me the most is his voting base, and I don't think his voting base reflects the type, because Bernie is a no BS type of guy, but his voting base and the things that he kind of rallies on brings upon those caveats of what we saw with Bernie and Warren, and I hope this doesn't hurt, or I want to see if this hurts or does not hurt whether Elizabeth Warren is going to endorse him or not, because of course they kind of have the same views. In terms of like the Green New Deal, a lot of socialist reforms, kind of a drift away from the the fundamental and traditional moderate Democrat that we see. I would like to call the establishment. So it'll be very interesting to kind of see what she plays a course in. I think she has the biggest sway right now because we saw every other candidate that was in the Democratic primary has endorsed Joe Biden. So that's,
man, okay, let's talk about that. I want you to elaborate on that, man, because Dujuan, I have been following politics. I was born in '76, so I didn't remember anything to Carter. I didn't really truly remember anything to Reagan. Man, that's a Republican move when everybody just jump on. Man, that's a GOP move right there. Explain that to me, man.
And what I'm starting to see, I think we're seeing a shift in the bipartisan politic environment that we have here in America. I think that we're starting to see kind of the Democratic Party split into two, kind of like how we saw the Republican Party happen between the years of 2008 and now. Like we had the Tea Party and the traditional GOP kind of split, and we kind of have a mix in the Republican Party. It's kind of like Tea Party versus GOP, and I think this underlying battle within both bipartisan parties is starting to form in the Democratic Party. We have the neoliberal, I like to call the Socialist Democrats, and then we have the establishment Democrats kind of going at it, and this is the year where we kind of see that fizzle. And it's almost like I would like to compare this to the McCain-Palin election.
Okay, elaborate on that.
McCain, what we saw with McCain and Palin, McCain was
there were two different people, man.
Two different people. We had one who was basically the big caveat, I would say the lead kahuna of the Tea Party.
Oh yes.
And then we have McCain, which is a traditional GOP candidate. Conflicting views, but I think this is a shocker for who he chose as a running mate. And I think that's what's starting to happen in the Democratic Party. I think it's more or so, hey, what can we put together to get this guy Trump out of office? Kind of like what it was. Well, hey, McCain and Palin saw that Barack Obama was gaining a lot of steam in 2008, had an electrifying campaign. So they tried to make almost like a best of both world situations for to get all the Republican vote, get Republicans out to vote, no matter what primary candidate that they were going for. Give them the best of both worlds so they can get the most votes possible to try to defeat Barack Obama. And, of course, it wasn't successful, but I think this is what the Democrats are trying to go for, because they saw 2016 with Hillary Clinton, where we didn't really get a mix of primary viewpoints and things like that, and she wasn't able to defeat an electrifying Trump because he can campaign. That's one thing I have to give it to him. He knows his choice of words. He knows how to rally. Had TV shows, Celebrity Apprentice, so it's going to be hard to beat this man.
So my question is, man, I got to give credit to Elizabeth Warren, man. She was on that TikTok challenge, man.
Yeah.
Man, that woman can flow.
Yeah, she can flow.
So she is really the Indian, man.
Yep. She's going to be the deciding factor what happens.
She was flowing, man.
Yep.
I ain't know she could bounce like that, man. I'm like, man, I know she from Oklahoma, man. But I didn't realize that she can flow like that, man. I mean, she was doing that TikTok like she would tick tock.
And also too,
talk to me.
One thing about her, pretty interesting takes on macroeconomics and things like that. I think a big power move for whoever who wins the primary. I would like to see her at the Fed chair.
Whoa.
That's one thing I would like to see.
Whoa. Man, you put a Fed chair, there's no more mortgage banking, man. She gonna regulate the crap out of us, man. And the big banks are not gonna go along with that, man, because the Financial Reform Act, it hurt us, man, because it made mortgage banking like we the bad guys. And technically, you got to understand that was a time where the market was artificial.
Yeah, that makes sense.
California and your high cost markets and were trying to increase their values because I'm be honest with you, they were trying to create separation of the people who make this great money, these great schools live on this side of town.
Yeah.
The folks who don't make the good money, they stay on that side of town. Yeah. So we're gonna create unaffordable areas and we're gonna create affordable areas. And guess what? And then thank you. And then some people got caught in the middle.
Makes sense.
You got caught in the pickle. Guess what? You fell to pieces.
Makes sense. But I feel like whoever the next fair chair will be or is appointed, I would like to see a little bit more hawkish approach to things.
Wall Street friendly, investor friendly, or more consumer friendly?
I would say more consumer friendly, because I think what led to this, once again, this stock market crash, a lot of asset bubbles that were created, was a lot of the almost irresponsible tactics used with the QQE system and ultra low interest rate policy. Kind of like what we see in Japan happening right now. They've been negative for a lot of times. They've been using QQE since 2015. Creating a huge liquidity bubble, a huge liquidity boom, and kind of running up the balance sheet in a situation where we're not in a recession. And now that they're in a recession, there's not a lot of ammunition to fight it for what the Federal Reserve is supposed to do, in environments like this. So I would like to see a little bit more responsible Fed than more of a greedy Fed.
Dujuan, man, I gotta ask you, man, being in college now and being a college student now and your freshman year, and just talking to you it's like, man, you're a true subject matter expert in your field, man. You've been doing seems like you've been doing this since the 90s. My question to you, man, what inspired you and got to you to have the interest in investments and securities and just help people to get outside of the box of being paycheck to paycheck?
And that's the biggest thing. I look at things as you can work, and they talk about the wealth inequality in the United States. But yes, you can work and earn a paycheck, but to do things that you really want to do. Everyone has hobbies. Everyone wants to travel, and everyone wants to do fun things, go out with friends and things like that. But your paycheck is not going to suffice that, because everyone also, just like how everyone wants to do fun things, everyone has to pay bills. Everyone has to keep food on their table, home over their head, and the best path to manage your money is you can't just depend on that one paycheck. The paycheck should be going to the bills. The paycheck should be going to your necessities. What you need to do to have fun is what you need to have. You need to have residual income. And the perfect way to in this environment, the perfect way to make residual income, man, the internet is a wonderful thing. You can get on the internet, invest in stocks, ETFs, securities, bonds, all types of asset commodities, to make yourself residual income. And I feel like that's one of the things I wanted to maximize on in my life. So I decided to take the time to learn about it. And now I want to offer my knowledge and my research to everyone else, so I can help thousands and thousands and hopefully millions of people make that same leap and to make more residual income and have more fun. And all in all, if more people do that, we create more liquidity within the economy. So more liquidity in the economy means more liquidity in your pocketbooks.
So true. And Dujuan, I mean, I'm just still, man, just excited that you have the passion to share that knowledge. 'Cause a lot of times we as professionals and people just want to hold back information and don't want to share, don't want to support, provide service. One of the good things that you said, the powerful thing you said, not good, powerful, is about service.
Yep.
And and a lot of times that we are so used to this microwave retail that we like for big pictures and big branding and big names, and it sounds good, it's sexy.
Yep.
But it doesn't provide the short-term opportunities and long-term solutions and set you up for like you said, the enjoyment of life.
Yep.
And Dujuan, but what inspired you, man? What gets you up in the morning? What makes you who you are, Dujuan?
What makes me who I am? That's a good question. I definitely what inspires me to wake up in the morning is that every day, give you my routine. Every day, what I'll do, wake up at around 5:30, 6 a.m. and turn on my TV, turn on YouTube. Guys at Daily FX, guys at Bloomberg, guys at CNBC, watching them every day, watching a lot of analysis. On Twitter, looking up finance Twitter, things like that, alerts, my own technical analysis, fundamental analysis, developing everything so I can provide my customers, service every day. So to do that every day, I work that based off of the results that I see within myself, my own personal portfolio, and the overall enjoyment of what my customers reap the benefits of. My first couple of customers have been students of or former friends that I went to high school with. Friends that I've now met in college, even some of my friends' parents. They come to me and they ask for investment advice. And they purchase my services and things like that. And seeing them be satisfied with their results and their gains is kind of what drives me every day to keep going at this. And of course, me wanting to pursue a career in investment services and finance, this is a perfect way to kind of put two together, get my feet into the water. And get experience and gain knowledge.
How can everyone reach you again?
How can everyone reach me? Once again, my website, Gumbaux, Gumbeaux, Capital, Capital.com. And you can go through the tab and look at my stock room, my forex room, my macroeconomic analysis. And you can also contact me in my number, 832-593-1791. 832-593-1791.
Man, I just want to thank everybody for participating. Everybody doesn't eat everyone's gumbo. Want to send a special out to my homeboy, man, my main man who celebrate his homegoing celebration, Norman JJ Santa, my man. Much love to you, man. I want to thank you, man, for being in my life. You came at an important time in my life, man. We share the same struggles, man. We were kids. We were the weird black guys. We were the guys who were the pretty boys, and the girls didn't too much. They were scared to get whipped, and also to the dudes and like us, and we thought that we were all that. And man, wonderful guy, wonderful family. Send much love to his dad, man, Dr. Norman J. Santamont, man. Keep him in your prayers and thoughts, because again in life, when we lose people, you know what I'm saying, when the flowers and the cards start coming in, we still need to reach out and show your support, because you never know the battles they're going through and the grieving that they're encountering. Much love to everybody. Dujuan, man, I love you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for you welcome me here anytime. And I thank you, man, because it's hard to get you here.
I'll definitely be back.
Oh man, appreciate you, man. So again, thank you for a wonderful edition of Everybody Doesn't Eat Everyone's Gumbo. We are on iTunes, so follow us on iTunes, Spotify, iTunes, whatsoever. Follow us, like us, give us all fives, and then let your friends and family know that guess what? Everybody doesn't eat everyone's gumbo.